الأسد له جميع أنواع الأسامي. الأسد الضرغام، اعقب واخس يا ابن الكلب، اعقب واخس.
Nothing!
Magnificent goal!
Eh. La musica. What the fuck? How? You unfair. Oh.
Seconds left on
No! Hey. No, wasn't luck. Oh, come on!
sensational goal! Seconds left on. Saved by the keeper!
هيجي يسوي سيهم برا قاعد يخبص. ها Don't use emote. Oh, non abbia tornelli. Ah. 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 Nah. No, you might. Ah. No! Oh. Hmm.
We on the top and we ain't gonna fall. It's an obsession, a habit you call. We hitting automatic, never stall. Only got one tactic, do it all. I'm from the bottom, I hate what I saw. I couldn't walk, so I learned how to crawl. They wanna talk when you're back to the wall. So I say later, my aim moving small. Money grows from my intuition. I just bought a crib, that's my first edition. People hate it when you claim a vision, but I use a static when I hit ignition. Hungry moves, I'm faster in a minute. I stay fresh to death, I'm in a mid condition. Forge a heat, no matter where I've been, and give me any place and it'll be a kitchen. That's how we floated life and it's all you got. On the top and we ain't gonna fall. It's an obsession, a habit you call. We hitting automatic, never stall. Only got one tack to do it all. I'm from the bottom, I hate what I saw. I couldn't walk, so I learned how to crawl. They wanna talk when you're back to the wall. So I say later, my ain't moving small. Homemade flow on the PVC. There ain't one player out doing just like me. Heart rate froze, check the EKG. I hate wasting time, no eventually. Routine work when nobody sees, but I ain't feel the stress, I know it's meant to be. 30 beats, I'm on a killing spree. I made every song in my discography. Yeah, that's every cent, every dollar. I ain't trying to listen to a folk scholar. Making moves to make the money taller. To the cash topping on the Eiffel Tower. Labels calling, I will wear they collar with my own drive. I can take it farther. Do it myself, don't ever bother. Been self-made now, shout out to my father. We on the top and we ain't gonna fall. It's an obsession, a habit you call. We hitting automatic, never stall. Only got one tack to do it all. I'm from the bottom, I hate what I saw.
Oh, oh.
This video, I want to discuss a problem that's been plaguing modern gaming for a while now. And as time goes on, it just seems to be getting worse and worse, so it is even extra blurry in motion. And the reason why is because the faster you pan, the worse it'll be. Anywhere close to overall image to look better, just go no TAA. But if you want the hair to look better, then go TAA. So now I want to go to my notes. Since information from a resolution that's just barely passable, that just makes it look even worse. However, it increases the edge detail. So would you rather have a 720p image with 4K anti-aliasing quality? Or would you rather have a 1080p image with 1080p anti-aliasing quality? I could see you preferring both either way, right? And I could also see you preferring one on a game-to-game basis. So I'm not trying to invalidate anyone's preferences here. And then for 1440p, you can get 1080p to 900p quality, but you get 5K anti-aliasing quality. So as you can see, the higher you go, it will still always be destroying detail, removing information, and making a resolution look lower than it is. However, gaming at 720p is a lot worse than gaming at 1440p, which is why at 4K, TAA begins to get less and less bad. Motion is still a big issue, but stationary shots, at least with 4K, don't look awful some of the time. Aren't even at anti-aliasing the image. Providing these sort of options and exposing them in the user menu can let users find their imbalance. Problem number 6. TAA, much like forced motion blur, can trigger people with motion sickness, causing an ill feeling. making your games inaccessible for many people with this disability. Much like colorblind or deaf settings, excuse me, this is an accessibility feature as much as a graphics option. So much like subtitles, for example, are an accessibility feature for deaf people, it's also something that non-deaf people can enjoy. So TEA helps both ordinary people and people with disabilities. So it is an accessibility option as well, and it's very important to improve it or to provide no TEA options as well. Solution number 1, addressing problem 3. TEA can be used to denoise and upsample effects while not being used on the whole image. This, in addition to spatial AA, for the anti-aliasing portion, can provide players who dislike TEA with a non-broken image. So in Unreal Engine, for example, I would adjust the TEA to be as least aggressive as possible, and it basically would be almost like it's non-existent, but the effects wouldn't be broken. And then I can just put spatial anti-aliasing on top of that. Solution number 3, addressing problem 3 again. Games with broken effects with it disabled if the developer does not want to spend time fixing it can automatically be disabled and grayed out upon TEA being disabled. If the effect cannot be disabled as it is important to the game's rendering, you can then provide a warning message saying that this will happen when disabling it. Doing this will prevent users from encountering broken effects or understanding why some effects are broken in their games. Solution number 2, I have these out of order, my apologies. Addressing problem 4. It's highly recommended that developers provide TEA values in their games to tweak. However, if having multiple TEA presets with different levels of clarity to shimmer would also be a welcomed improvement when the and resources will clearly underline how to do it.
Whoa, dude, those are some amazing graphics, and the trailer just looks insane. Like, what game is this?
Immortals of Avium.
What?
Immortals.
What?
It's Immortals of Avium.
Bro, I had never heard of that.
Yeah, a lot of people probably don't know about this game because the visuals in these trailers did not sell people on it. It actually only peaked at 751 players on Steam. We're playing this game that is published by
EA Sports. It's in the game.
It's possible that it's a little bit bigger on console, but regardless, it hasn't done that well. And it doesn't help when this game feels like a glorified tech demo for Unreal Engine 5.
This is the first third-party Unreal
It's an incredible graphical technology. Storage. New technology coming to PC for the first time, like whoop. Frankenstein creations, which can't even run half of the features that they advertise in Cyberpunk without rendering the game internally at 240p and only actually generating half of the frames realistically. When I first wrote this, I was skeptical of Cyberpunk 2.0 and Phantom Liberty, but I now know that a lot of people are enjoying it and I might have to check it out for myself. Tell me this, are we supposed to play games or watch them? Nobody really gives a f about graphics. The best selling game of all time is Minecraft. Why are we complaining about graphics so much? It doesn't really matter. And I know a lot of people are gonna be sitting there saying, actually, Unreal Engine ruined gaming. It's all Unreal Engine's fault for making games too difficult to run and focusing too much on graphics. Alright, if y'all Unreal Engine haters are going to say that, I want you to try and actually say it with a straight face. When you see this rendered in real time, and try to say that this technology was a genuine mistake. And I don't think anyone out here is actually complaining about how freaking Valorant looks and runs. Valorant is made in Unreal Engine 4 and it runs like a dream. Sea of Thieves was made in Unreal Engine 4, has a unique art style and is a fun game. Borderlands 3, also a unique art style, made in Unreal Engine 4. Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think people love the art style of this game, also made in Unreal Engine 4. Unreal Engine is only a tool. And Unreal Engine itself continues to get better and better. They just released 5.3. Literally, it's amazing, guys. This technology is incredible. It genuinely relies on the ones that actually are making the games to make good games. Like, whoa, crazy concept. And there is a huge difference between graphics and art style. You don't necessarily need the most insane technical masterpiece graphics or the raw horsepower to make a game stand out and achieve the vision that it's trying to get out. I still love how the original Dishonored game looks to this day. That game has grit. It makes you feel like a badass. And Dishonored was made in Unreal Engine 3, guys. Risk of Rain 2 is also a gorgeous game with an amazing art style that makes the game clear until you get to the end game and things become chaos, and it's relatively easy to run on a lot of systems. It makes it accessible to more people. Baldur's Gate 3, a recent release, actually isn't that graphically insane, but it does look good and has a nice style to the game. But Baldur's Gate 3 is also very fun.
A hand?
But outside of games and other media like movies, Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse that just came out recently have been shaking up the animation industry because of how tightly intertwined the visuals are of the movies with the characters, the story, and the style. Like literally in this scene, the entire environment changes the colors to match the mood. It's insane. It's beautiful. And I've never seen a piece of media that is so in sync with itself. What really seems to be lacking in games recently is the passion. It's like the soul has been ripped right out of them. Do I need to mention that 2 of the biggest game releases this year on PC at least have literally just been remasters? Resident Evil 4, a remaster. Yeah, it was good. And arguably The Last of Us Part 1 remastered on PC. Don't get me wrong, like I'm glad we have Last of Us on PC now, but arguably, since they changed the graphics of Last of Us, it lost some of its artistic style that the original game had. And what genuinely makes us want to play Forspoken or Immortals of Avium? Like, where is the substance? Where is the content? Where is the creativity in these games that make them unique and make us actually want to spend our money and invest our time into these things? I know the build up to Starfield, which just released, I was, watching the trailers and stuff, and I was genuinely like, was I the only person that thought this? What are we excited for Starfield about? And when AMD went on stage at Gamescom and they talked about, are you excited for Starfield?
Who's looking forward to Starfield? Come on, right? Yeah.
Ooh. And I was like, why should we be excited for Starfield? Okay, all gamers, this is the game that we are telling you all to collectively lose your minds over right now with all of the marketing that we're doing for it. It's like we're all a bunch of zombies running around chasing the next funny monkey thing that claps. What was in these trailers that genuinely got people excited? Don't get me wrong here, if you like Bethesda games, and from what I've seen, and I've played maybe like 4 to 5 hours of the game, I'm not that far in, then you'll probably be happy with how Starfield is. Although, there's so many people online that are complaining about graphics and performance, and I genuinely think people wouldn't be complaining about these things in Starfield if the game was genuinely that good. In the end of it, games are meant to be played, not looked at. But every game nowadays, especially from AAA studios, has to be a visual spectacle. And this trend of games having to look realer than real life is a trend that needs to end. It has no place in making games more fun. But the way they're spending their money on graphical technology really might just be because they want to make cool looking trailers. And I don't really know, and I don't really care. Because, for example, Baldur's Gate 3, I don't think really had any expectations going into the game. Apparently, I wasn't really playing games in 2004, but the last Baldur's Gate game that we've seen was apparently Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2 and 2004. You know, regardless of the expectations that are set up for it, Baldur's Gate 3 is going absolutely crazy. It's because what we actually want to see is being put out there. And indie games seem to have success after success because they're just fun. I have $1.
Broke ass.
It doesn't really matter about the latest graphics when an indie developer, maybe even a solo team, can make a game that's more fun than the AAA studios can put out. Oh no, you're moving it up here. No. No. And that's saying something. That is a bad state for the gaming market. And I really hope that this focus on graphics is really just teething pains as we ease into this new era of technology and game development. Once they are more experienced with all of this tech, they could hopefully flex their creativity. I can't guarantee that. And hopefully games like Baldur's Gate 3 are gonna put pressure on the industry to change.
Hamster.
And really focus on the fundamentals of what makes a game a freaking game, not a show, not a movie. All in all, I just want to have fun and exciting games. Dude, wait. Okay, we both have to go up there. We have to hit each other in the middle.
Yes, I was about to say, what if we
That's
both at the line?
crazy. Are you lined up?
Mm-hmm. Ow.
Yeah. I don't know about you. I'm assuming if you want the best for gaming, you probably want the same thing. But let me know what you think. If you have any differing opinions on this, I'm happy to hear them in the comments. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video, and peace out.